Well, good morning guys, hope you're all doing well. So it's almost a year since I sat in this garden telling you the news that I was going to go full time as a landscape photographer. And I really wanted to go back over a few of the things that I've kind of learnt this year and how things have been and how things have gone, just to kind of give you an idea. So I've got a notebook here with a few things I've jotted down just to keep reminding me, so I might keep referring to it. But so how has this first year gone? Well, it's been hard, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a hard old road, and I'm still learning. I'm still finding my way around it all. There's a lot to take in when you go full time, and at the time, obviously, when I decided to go full time, a lot of it was to do with my mental health. It was also to do with my previous job costing me more money than I was actually making. So I wanted to try and do something at this point in my life, try and do something that I actually want to do rather than that I'm forced into doing it. So this year has kind of been a bit of a roller coaster. Obviously, when you go self-employed, it's all on you. Now, I've been self-employed in one form or another for the last 17 years, so that's no big thing for me. But what do I find with photography? A lot of it is, how do I explain it? It's money, it's cash flow basically. You have periods where you have nothing, and then you have other periods where you've made something. I'm not saying that you make a fortune, because you certainly do not. And it's a bit of a misconception to think you actually make a lot of it through your photography. That's actually not the case. Well, that's what I found this year is not the case. So how have I been making money? Well, I've got a few income streams. So I have the camper van, which I bought just before I decided to jump on and do this. So that kind of allows me to have a little bit of freedom where I can go out and use it not only for myself, for photo trips and what have you, but I rent it out and hire it out for other people who want to go on photo trips, or just general people who want to go away on holiday. So that provides me with a little bit of cash coming in. Other things that I've found to bring me income this year has been doing video content for company in America specifically that do online tuition to do with photography. That supplied me with some income. Prints, a few people have said, oh, you must be making a fortune out of prints. I barely sell any prints at all. It's very rare that I'll actually sell a print. I have a lot of it online, but I don't really sell prints, and I make virtually no money from it. What else? So I've got YouTube. Everybody will say to me, I've been getting comments actually. Where's my comment? So I've had comments like, you must be making a fortune on YouTube to be able to travel, etc., like you're able to do. And really, I have to say, if I was relying on YouTube, I'd have packed this in a long time ago, because I can tell you now that I'm lucky to make £60 every couple of months from ad revenue. Now that barely even covers, well, it doesn't cover the fuel. It covers nothing. It doesn't even cover the fuel to go out and film the videos. So no, YouTube doesn't do it for me at all. But I keep it up because I want to, I like creating the content. I like making the video content. It's what I like to do, so I keep that up, and it's something that forces me actually to get out and do some shooting. And that leads me on to something else actually. So that forces me out to go and actually take photographs. Leads me on to the point that you would think that being a landscape photographer, you're out shooting all the time, and that's simply not the case at all. I would say I spend a good 90 to 95% of my time sat in front of a computer screen. A lot of that's answering emails, reaching out to companies, speaking with companies, editing, putting videos together. Most of it is spent in front of that computer screen. So for me, actually, YouTube is a way of forcing me to get outside and actually to get some shooting done. So what else? Workshops. This year I've actually focused more attention on trying to get more workshops together. Now I've done quite a few one-to-ones in the past, but I hadn't really done that many residentials. So I teamed up with Dean Allen last November, and we did a workshop in Harrison Lewis, and Dean's been kind enough to kind of help me with this workshop and learn how to do the residential workshops properly. And that whole thing of collaboration for me has really helped me out. In fact, that's one of the things I've learned this last year, to be honest, that the more you collaborate in this space, the better it is. Obviously, Adam Gibbs, we've recently put workshops together on Harrison Lewis, together with Dean as well. He's helped me out massively, and continues to. And Matt Bishop, Luigi Nesperker and Tom Peters, we've started to collaborate on workshops in Italy. All of these I'll, shameless plug, I'll leave a link to in the description, by the way. All of this has helped me massively to get into the workshop space, and that is what I've really tried to focus on this year, is preparing, because the thing is with the workshops, I can see that I can start preparing for them for next year, so I can build up an income stream for next year, and then I'm already starting to prepare for the years ahead. And I think that's what's been difficult about this first year, is I didn't really have that. I didn't have anything to kind of prepare for and look forward to, because I was just kind of threw myself straight into it. But now that I can almost see light at the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense. I'm working towards building all this work up for the coming years, so I can actually see a path ahead. The other thing that I forgot to mention with YouTube is, yes, I've done the odd sponsored content, and I will get comments criticising me for doing sponsored content, but I have to say that I don't do it that often, but I do it as a form of extra income. What you'll find is if you did this for a living, is you can't rely on one thing. I can't rely on solely workshops. I can't rely on YouTube. I can't rely on print sales. I have to put all of these different income streams together to actually make anything. And if a company comes to you offering you money or products or something like that to help you provide, then you're going to do it. It's simple as that. I'll get criticism for doing it, but I have to take that on the chin and think, well, I might be able to get food for my family this week for that payment. So at that point, I have to think selfishly, possibly, I know, that I have to provide for my family. And if that's by doing a sponsored video, I'll do it. I'll take that. And it's simple as that. I mean, you do get comments saying, well, you get back to your roots in photography and don't rely on companies and all the rest of it. Well, that's easy to say when you're not relying on that income, because that's all I've got now. So, moving on from that, I've done the camper van, we've done collaboration, we've done YouTube, making the content for the American companies. All of these different income streams have helped me out this year, just to basically survive. I haven't made a fortune at all, and I have had comments in the past saying, oh, you must be doing really well to be able to afford to go to, like, I went to Sweden, I've been to Italy, a couple of places like that, but you must be making a fortune to be able to do these trips. Well, not at all. I have to take income that I've previously made to go to these locations, to scout for future workshops, to scout for content and all the rest of it. So it's kind of a speculate to accumulate situation, really. I can't go to a different country or go on a photo trip just because I feel like going. I have to make that trip pay for myself somehow. Now, whether that's through scouting for a workshop, or it's making content for you guys, which obviously I love doing but doesn't really pay me. It might be a sponsored video content for another company. It could be work for a client, say a travel agency, something like that. You have to make one of those trips actually pay for itself. So I can't just go on a whim. I have to know that I'm going to have that money coming in from that trip somehow. So one of the main reasons I went full-time in the first place, as I kind of said at the start, was to do with mental health. Has that benefited me this year? Well, I have to say that if I had to make this decision over again starting now, I'd make exactly the same decision. And the reason is, yes, I haven't been making money. Yes, money's been a problem, getting that regular income coming in. But I have to say I would do it all again because I have been happier in myself. I think family life's been better because I haven't been as stressed. Stress is in a different form now, although it was because it was work before and my stress was related to that work. My stresses are different now, and it's more about cash flow and getting money in to feed the family, to pay the bills, all the rest of it. That's stressful, but I don't have the work stresses anymore because I love what I do, and that's the main thing for me. I actually love what I do as a job. I wouldn't change it for the world. So that for me, have I made the right decision by jumping on board and going full-time landscape photographer? Yes, I have. For me personally, yes, I have, because it's made the world of difference. I like my lifestyle. I like getting out, I like taking photos, I like making video content, I like meeting you guys, I like the community of the whole photography community. I love doing the workshops because that gets me, I mean, to be honest, not only do I love teaching the workshops, I love taking people to these new places, I also like the community that brings. And that's something we've discussed on the podcast that I run with Matt and Tom as well, is the whole fact that landscape photography has always very much been a solitary thing. And I get that because we all like to get out on our own and get to these places and just have that peace and quiet, and that's good for your mental health as well. But not only that, getting out as a group and as a community, as a group of friends, it's invaluable. It really is, to go and do that. I mean, those trips that I went to Italy for, yes, it was to scout for a workshop, but the trip as a whole was fantastic because it brought a group of friends together that previously hadn't got together at all, and it was awesome. I can't wait until the next one. So if you're going to do these photo trips, I highly, highly recommend you either get a group of friends to do it with, or a friend to do it with, whatever it might be. Just don't think that it has to be a solitary thing all the time. Try and get involved with the community, and I think you'll find the benefits mentally from that as well. What else? So what else has been my other things that have kind of got in the way? Well, one of the main things I have found is time becomes an issue. And what do I mean by that is that, like, making video content, for example, is very time consuming. And that means for anyone, whether I'm doing it for a company, whether I'm doing it for YouTube, whether I'm doing it for anything, it's very time consuming. I mean, it takes me a day to go and film it, and then it could take me another day to 2 days to actually edit it and put it together. So that's 3 days out of my week gone already. And then you have all the other things going on, like the emails, and then following up with other companies, and trying to sort workshops out. That has been a main factor. And what I have kind of learned that for myself, particularly this year, is actually photo trips are good for me. Not only are they good in the fact that I'm actually scouting for a workshop potentially, or looking for other content. So when I go away for a photo trip, I feel as though I get more out of that. And what I mean by that is I'm out there to work. So if I'm out in a location for a week, I find I can churn content out constantly because my mind's in that place where if I'm doing my normal work here at home and I'm trying to get things done at home and then I've got to go out and shoot a video, I find it harder to concentrate and harder to get into that place of creating something. And I think going out into these areas for a longer period of time is just more fruitful for me personally. I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, if I'm out and that's all I'm fixated on is that photography for a week, I get more out of it. So, to conclude then, I think I've definitely made the right decision. I hope that I'm providing more. One of the reasons is, as well as I said to you at the time, hopefully I can bring you more regular content, and I think I've managed to do that. Hopefully I've managed to do that, is bring you more regular content. I've managed to start looking ahead now for next year and the years to come for future works. So I honestly think that I'm making gains now, I'm making progress. I'm not making money, I've still got that issue to come, but I can see that next year is going to be better and then the year after is going to be better, so I can work towards that now and put those in place. So I hope this has given you an idea now as to where I'm headed and where this year's taken me. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I hope this has helped you out a little bit. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks very much for joining me, guys. See you again soon. Bye-bye.